What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm gonna be showing y'all how I zero gap, set, and sharpen my blades. This method that I'm gonna show you guys is how I set each and every trimmer and sharpen every blade. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, so for this job, we're gonna need, of course, our trimmer, the Rich Barber blade sharpener. This is the sharpener that I use. I've been using this for over a year. As you can see, it has some wear and tear. I'll put the link in the description below too, so you can get this exact one. This has been lasting me for a while. You see, it has some wear and tear, but it holds up. This is a blade sharpener here. This is my Stylecraft Universal zero gap blade setter. I'm gonna show you how to use it with this one, but ultimately I always use like the mirror in my eye to get the perfect zero gap. But I'm gonna show you how to use this tool. You're gonna need a Phillips screwdriver. It doesn't have to be Stylecraft, it could be any brand. I always use these, so I already have one of these around. And this is gonna be like the other like Allen key that did I get it to focus? This is the Allen key that Babyliss, TPLB, a lot of other clipper companies use to zero gap, to loosen that moving blade. So yeah, guys, this is all we're gonna need to accomplish this today. So let's get right to it. All right, first and foremost, you're gonna have to take these two screws and loosen these up so you can take this blade off right here. All right. And I was kind of upset because on my plate trimmer, guys, the blade is put on so tight I cannot I'm gonna jump it so you don't have to see all that, but I can't even get the blade off. All right, so set your screws down somewhere safe so you won't lose it. I normally just use this towel here. All right, and as you can see, I've been using this clipper, got hair and stuff in, without them being zero gap, because I was waiting to make this video, but I'm gonna clean this out in a second. Now guys, these blades are crazy hard. Once you take this piece off, guys, you on a whole new world of trouble. So I'm about to give you guys a secret that I never seen anybody on YouTube do this. This is a method that I use to gap these blades. So I'm going to show you how to sharpen this top blade without having to take this piece off right here. Because everybody know if you ever mess with this screw, you know that this gonna give you problems. So I'm gonna show you what I do. What you do is you take your screwdriver, right, and you loosen up that screw just enough to where you can unlatch these two pieces and slide this blade out. So don't unloose. If you loosen it up until this whole piece come off, you loosen it too much, and it's gonna be a pain to put back on. I'll do another video and show you how to put this back on once you get it off, but I honestly don't even feel like dealing with it right now. So I'm gonna show you how you do it. You just loosen it enough to where you can get these. So I'm sorry, let me get it back in camera. My bad, guys. So you loosen it enough to where you can get these clamps off it, right? So I'm gonna take the clamps off and then I'm gonna show you. All right, so you see how these pieces aren't latched in the middle anymore? Now you should be able to take this blade, right? Let me show you. See that now? You see how now now I can slide this out, right? So now I took the bottom moving blade off without having to take this piece off. Why? Because this piece is a pain in the ass to put back on. So now I'm going to show you how I sharpen. Yeah, guys, so I don't know if I just chipped it. I'll go back in footage and look and see was it already chipped, or I might have just chipped it. If you chip your blade, guys, just go ahead and get another one. Just save you the hassle with nicking or cutting someone. But I'm gonna still show you guys how to sharpen this and zero gap it to where it's cut nice and crisp. All right, so let's get to it. All right, now you have your blade sharpener, right? So you see that the sharpening side is on this side. It's not anything to sharpen against this side here. So you want the words of the blade to face, you want it to face the way that the sharpener is. So basically, in so many words, you want to sharpen the top of the blade, not the bottom. You want to sharpen this for about 1 minute, going side to side. You can count to 60. I'm probably not going to show you the entire time, but yeah, you want to sharpen this back and forth at about this tempo right here for about 60 seconds. And you don't have to use this sharpener, this blade sharpener. There's plenty of other sharpeners on the market, but this is just the one that I first tried, and I've just been using this ever since. Alright, so you're going to just go back and forth. I don't know if this is going to look crazy on camera or not. If it does, I'll edit it out. But you want to go back and forth for about 1 minute. Once you get it to about a minute, that should be good. Not putting too much pressure on it, but just enough pressure to where you know that it's probably sharpened in it. And I actually wasn't counting, guys, but I'm gonna just say this was about 1 minute or so. All right. So now if you look at this blade, I don't know why it's not. Hold on. Now, can you guys see how it's kind of silver? The tips are kind of silver now. That means you shaved it down. All right, that means you got to shave on it. But it's not really shaved down to my liking, so I'm gonna shave it down for about another 20 to 30 seconds, just so we can get it a little slimmer. Alright, so I'm gonna shave it down just a little more. I apologize, I'm trying to get the camera to focus. Alright, so I'm gonna sharpen it a little more. That's all you have to do, guys. Alright, so now it's looking perfect. You see how it's that silver tipping? It's sharper now. You don't want it too sharp, but it's sharp. And again, I'm sorry about the chip. I don't know if I did that just now or if it was already like that, but yeah, that's what you're gonna do. Now I'm gonna show you how to put that moving blade back onto here. All right, So we got the steel blade and we got the moving blade. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up this piece here, just like this, and set this blade kind of under it like that. Let me see. You see how I lift up that piece? And now I'm going to slide it back a little, like that. I'm going to lift up this side and slide the blade completely under it. Now don't bend it, the metal piece, too much where it doesn't have the tension that it had at first, but you're just going to lift it. You're not going to really bend it. You're going to lift it so that when you put it back, it's still going to snap in place. And now the moving blade is back on, as you can see. And now you just take your screwdriver and now you finish tightening up this hole. You retighten this hole. Don't forget to retighten this hole. And it's a lot easier than taking this top piece off. Anybody who's taken that piece off before, then you already know. All right. So now the blade is sharpened. Now it's time to zero gap it. Now to zero gap, you're going to loosen up these two top screws, this one and this one. All right. You just loosen them just enough to where the blade can move. Don't over loosen it to where it'll fall all the way down. Just kind of tighten it in so where you can just slightly move it. See, this isn't enough, but just do it just enough so where you can slightly move it forward and back. All right. So this the Stylecraft zero gapping tool. You're gonna drop it. You're gonna angle it down. Open this till it catches on to the latch, like that. You want it to be at an angle. All right, you want it to be at an angle. All right, the angle is gonna prevent it from over gapping. So I just kind of hold the tool closed with these fingers, and then I just push it forward like that, as much as it lets me push it. I push it forward, and while I'm holding it with my thumb, I go ahead and tighten it all the way. Now, please be aware, just because you zero gap your clippers one time, that don't mean that they perfect. So it could possibly mean that these clippers, that this blade could be too gapped, okay? And you have to know that. And I'm going to show you the tricks that I use to know if my clipper is too sharp, whether it's going to cut someone or not, okay? So stay tuned for that. Now I'm going to take this blade. After I clean this out, I'm going to attach it back onto here. I'm sorry. It's a big possibility that this trimmer gonna cut someone. Now look, you see how when I swipe it this way, it's no cut, right? But when I swipe it this way, it's a cut. That lets me know that this side of the blade is a little too far forward. This side isn't. So I will just loosen this side and slide it back a little. So let's try with this trimmer here. All right. Cut right through. It's cutting right through this glove. So these trimmers are too sharp. Now let me show you how it acts when the trimmer is set properly. Alright guys, so here I got my TPOB XO trimmer, and I have my Instinct trimmer. Now my Instinct trimmer is set pretty good. Like I can use this on kids and adults. And the way I test that is I'll use my glove and I'll press down on it. Now if I press down on it and I don't get any major rips or tears in my glove, right here, or through here, then I know these trimmers are set pretty good where it's not going to cut someone. Because this plastic is a lot easier to cut than someone's skin. Now let's try the TPOB. Now that space, it kind of went through right there. So this left side here, that left side of this trimmer here needs to come back a little. You see? That's how you determine if it's gonna be too sharp before it touches a client or not. Okay? So just use a glove and just press on the glove. If it's starting to, if when you press on this side, if it rips, it's too sharp. If you press on this side and it rip, you need to slide the blade back a little. That's the way you test it out without having to scratch a client. Just use a rubber glove. Now I'm gonna let you guys see. Well, yeah, I'm gonna let you guys see these things in action. But pretty much, that's how you not only zero gap, you sharpen your blade. I showed you how to sharpen your barbless and other clippers that's similar to this blade without removing this piece here. I'm sorry, without removing that piece there. You just slide it through and then slide it back on. And I also show you how to determine if your clipper is too sharp or not, guys. All right, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more tricks to the trade. If you guys want me to do another in-depth detail on how I sharpen my trimmers, let me know in the comments. But this is pretty much how I sharpen every trimmer, guys. Whether it's my wall high V's, my barbless, or even my old dusty faithfuls, my Anders. All my clippers are modified and gap, guys. You see that silver tipping? That's how you know they've all been sharpened. So this isn't my first time doing this. I've done this plenty of times, guys. So the methods that I'm telling you, they will work. You just got to get comfortable. But don't buy any trimmer until you know how to set your video. I'm sorry. Don't buy, do not buy a trimmer until you know how to properly maintenance and gap your tools, guys. Okay?